So now we will see what is multi-level queue CPU scheduling. It may happen that processes in the ready queue can be divided into different classes where each class has its own scheduling requirements. Commonly, the classes are divided into foreground processes and background processes. Foreground processes are interactive processes, and background processes are batch processes. These two classes have different scheduling requirements. For this kind of situation, multi-level queue scheduling is used. Now let us see how it works. Ready queue is divided into separate queues for each class of processes. For example, let us take three different types of processes. So here in the figure I have shown system processes, interactive processes and batch processes. All three processes have their own queue. So system process has Q1, interactive processes have Q2 and batch processes has Q3. Each queue has its own scheduling algorithm. So for example, here Q1, Q2 has or it uses round robin algorithm, while Q3 can use first come first serve algorithm. So these two algorithms we have already discussed in previous lecture. Now you will think, what will happen if all the queues have some processes? Then which process should get the CPU? So to determine this, scheduling among the queues is necessary. There are two ways to do so. So the first method is called as fixed priority preemptive scheduling method, and second method is, this is the first method, second method is known as time slicing. So first we will see fixed priority preemptive scheduling method. Let us consider that Q1 has the highest priority over Q2 and Q3. So we can write this: Q1 has highest priority than Q2 and Q3. So this has Q3 has the lowest priority and Q1 has the highest priority. Okay, so Q3 has the lowest priority. According to this algorithm, no process in the Q3 can run unless Q1 and Q2 are empty. If any process is running in Q3 and if any process enters the ready queue from Q1 or Q2, then the process in Q3 is preempted. Okay, so this is how the first method works, that is fixed priority preemptive scheduling. The second method is time slicing. So in this method, each queue gets certain portion of CPU time and can use it to schedule its own processes. For example, Q1 takes suppose 50% of CPU time. Q2 may take 30% of CPU time and Q3 takes 20% of the CPU time. So this is how these two methods we can use it. Now we'll solve one numerical based on multi-level queue scheduling. So in this problem there are four processes given: P1, P2, P3 and P4. The priority of Q1 is greater than Q2 and Q1 uses round robin with time quantum equal to 2 and Q2 uses first come first serve scheduling algorithm. So P1 and P2 and P4, okay, P1, P2 and P4 has Q1 and P3 has Q2. So we have to solve this problem, and the priority is what? The Q1 has a greater priority than Q2. Okay, so first we have to draw the Gantt chart. Now at starting, both queues, okay, Q1 and Q2 have process. So process in Q1, okay, that is P1 and P2 runs first because of higher priority in the round robin fashion. Okay, so we'll draw this Gantt chart. At arrival time 0, what I said, because the priority of Q1 is more than Q2, initially P1 and P2 will run. Okay, and what is the time quantum given for round robin? 2. So this will be 2. So initially P1 will execute. After 2, what will happen? P2 will execute. Okay, till 4. Then after 4, again what will happen? The control will come to P1. Why? Because priority of Q1 is more than Q2, and P1 needs how much time? 4 unit. Okay, so this is 2 units. So more 2 units are required for P1 to complete its execution. So this is 2. So P1 is executed now. After 6, again the control will come to P2 till 7. Okay, so after 7 units, what will happen? The process in Q2, that is P3, starts running, as there is no process in Q1. Okay, but while it is running, P4 comes in Q1. Now see here, what will happen? After time 7, what will happen? P3 will start executing. Till what time? Till what time? Till 10. Okay, so 7 to 10. Okay, why? Because at time t equal to 10, P4 will come in Q1, and Q1 has a highest priority than Q2. So control will go to P4 and P4 will start executing. Okay, and till what time P4 will execute? Till 10 plus 5, that is 15. Okay, so at 15, P4 will complete the execution. Now the control will again come to P3, and till what it will execute? Now here how much is required? 8, and this is 3, so 5. Okay, so this will be 20. So this is how the multi-level queue scheduling algorithm works. Now we'll see advantage and disadvantages of multi-level queue CPU scheduling. Advantage, the processes are permanently assigned to the queue. So advantage of this method, low scheduling overhead. Okay, and disadvantages, some processes may starve for CPU if some higher priority queues are never become empty. So in our case, Q1 has a higher priority than Q2. So if Q1 has many processes, then Q2 may not get a chance. Okay, so it is inflexible in nature.